All right, so we're back out in the 400. This week it's myself, Mark, and Matt. And Mark is down in there somewhere looking for prints, structures. He's already found some stuff. He hollered at us a while ago. And Matt is either off down that way around this little rock face wall, or he is up in there somewhere. But he is also scouting, looking for prints and whatnot. So some of you may recognize this. This is this little overhang out in the 400, and as you see, there's the Jeep is just off this old road that goes down into the middle of the property. So I'm gonna not spend too much time on this. I'm gonna try to get to the important stuff. I'm gonna show the week stuff real quick. So last week we videoed this last Saturday, so we're out a week to the day. Right up in here is this is where we think that a young one may be bedding. So what I want to focus on is that stick that's right back there. Okay, that stick was completely up against that wall, and I know that because one, we videoed it, but two, it was stuck in a hole over on this end, and I took it out of the little hole and I put it back up in there. I tossed it so that I didn't disturb anything, and it was completely up against that wall back there. Now, as you see, the end of it is about 12 inches away from the back wall. Last week it was completely up against it. So there has been some stuff that, you know, has been moved around and looks different up in there, but, you know, we don't know what that was, so we can't say. At this point, we have not found any tracks coming up in here, but what I'm fixing to show you is good stuff. So if you remember last week, right down here was a track, right there was a track, and up underneath this was a bunch of bark, and that stick right there with the little hook on the end, it was up here. This rock right here, there was nothing on that rock, and it has bark sitting on it now. And of course, those of you that follow along with us and you know, keep up with our research, we are pretty positive that they eat rotted wood and bark. That's where they get their sodium. So here's the good stuff. Is I was checking this out, and lo and behold, what do I see? A handprint. So I'm going to try to get some different shots of this and different views. I do not have my screen hooked up to my GoPro, so I'm just kind of winging this for you guys, hoping that you can get some different, I can get some different angles on it so you guys can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. There's a thumb here, and if you look at this compared to my hand, it is not even close. Not even close. So with that being said, we are going to pour this. We're going to cast this. I'm actually pretty pumped about this. I'm excited. We have casted several footprints, but at this point we have never found a handprint. We have found knuckle prints, but we did not cast them because we didn't know for sure that they were knuckle prints. So this is obviously a handprint. It's in some soft, kind of mulchy dirt, and the dirt has old pine needles and stuff in it, so it's not going to be a great cast most likely, but it will be a cast. So I'm excited for this. I am excited. So you see this stuff up here has changed. That stick is down. That bark is on top of that rock now. That stick has been moved, and we have a handprint. Whew. I'm pumped. So I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to mix up some hydrocal, and we are going to pour this thing. Hey, there's Matt right there.
Hey, I heard some knocks come down from the valley.
Yeah,
you guys hear that?
I heard those too. How many did you hear? I just heard 2. You heard 2 also. Yeah, so we're already getting knocks.
I was well away from you, so it's cool that we both heard it.
Yeah, Mark heard it too. Yeah, so he heard it too.
It didn't really sound like a wood knock, I don't know.
It was kind of high, had a high end pitch to it, didn't it? It didn't sound like a gun, but it sounded a little.
Almost sounded like, oh no.
Like 2 giant hands with their palms cupped. clapping,
I'm not sure.
forcing the air out from between their hands. Is that what it sounded like?
Or maybe just slapping the side of the tree.
Maybe, maybe.
Didn't sound like wood on wood.
Maybe that's how they knock some of these trees over. They karate chop them. Maybe they really are. Maybe they really are forest ninjas. Anyway, there's Mark. He just showed back up. Matt. So we are going to get the hydrocal out one more time. I'm going to show you this. We're going to get the hydrocal out and we're going to cast this. And with that being said, we'll get back and show you guys the cast. Alright, so here is the handprint. We have now casted it. We're going to see how it turns out. Hopefully it turns out really good. We'll see. You could see all 4 of the fingers and the thumb. So we kind of over poured it with the hopes that we get all the details out of it. Hopefully I didn't mess it up because it's really soft dirt. It has some dry pine needles in it too, so it's really soft. But we'll see how it turns out. Bark up there that wasn't there last week. That stick right there that looks like the number 7, that was up here last week along with bark. It looks like there's a few more extra sticks up there now too. But so anyway, there's our handprint. We'll see how it goes. We'll get back with you on that. That's Mark. He's up that way scouting. Right up in there is where we just poured that handprint. I'm really, really excited about that handprint just because we've never found a handprint like that. We have found some knuckle prints here and there, and we have found lots of tracks, and we've casted foot tracks, but we have never found a handprint this good. It shows all the fingers and whatnot. So as we go on down this way, we'll eventually run into Ants Creek that runs down through the property. Last week on the way out, hold on just a sec, bud. Hold on. Last week, there was this rock, that rock up there, but there were 2 more that were in here. Of course, it has rained since then, so they could have fallen off. I want to say that rock right there is the one that was up there, and possibly that one, that light-colored one. I'll have to go back on the footage and the pictures and see, but those rocks weren't there on the way in, and then they mysteriously were there on the way out. So, just something interesting.
Once again, you play the same old game. Will you ever see things all my way?
Last week we videoed this. There's that, it's being held up by the little V in that. And then you got this right here, which is holding down that arch. And then you got a leaner right over there on that tree. And then we have this. There's the root. It didn't come from there. So we're coming up back through here, and you guys know that we get a lot of holes with sticks in them. So here's some more holes. Here's a stick. Here's another stick. Right? Like these holes are being dug with these sticks. Here's another hole being dug. It's all compressed down back through here. There's the guys right there. So we will get back with you guys shortly. We're going to keep on trekking up. We're going to go through our normal routine out here that we've kind of established at this point. Well, we're going to go through go up through our old camp, and then trek around through the property, and once we're up to the crawler spot, we'll probably do some live Facebook stuff. But at this point, we've already found couple possible tracks. We casted a handprint and 2 knocks. While we were casting, right before we were getting ready to cast the handprint, we were actually in between filming shots, and we got 2 wood knocks that came down from this area. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we find past this point. Right down the trail from where we filmed the crawler, which was right up that way. I was standing right over there when we filmed it, and it was up there. And as you can see, I came up to check out this rotted log right here, because we believe they eat this stuff. And lo and behold, possible track. Hard to say. You can kind of see toes in it, but we're not counting 5 toes necessarily. You can't see a couple of them. I don't know. Weird track. Maybe nothing, but something definitely has compressed that down.
Yeah, it's definitely compressed down.
Something heavy has compressed it, so nothing for sure, but
it's compressed here too.
interesting. That's me.
Oh,
I was standing right there, yeah. So anyway, all right. So we are right close to where we filmed the crawler. You can see that was right down there. We just found a possible track right down there in that rotted wood. There you go, Matt's pointing to it. Decent track. And we have set up a salt block. That is just to mark our tree. All those little sticks up against it. So, if you look, the salt block is right there. That is Himalayan
pink salt.
Himalayan pink salt. So,
Favorite of the Yetis everywhere in Turkey.
as you can see, we roped it in right on that V, that tree. And that is about 10 foot up. And we figure if they are eating this rotted wood for the salt content, for the sodium content, then they should absolutely love Himalayan pink salt. That's not the cheap stuff, people. That's the good stuff right there.
I'm going down. The seas have shifted, the tides begun to break, and all the things you want are the things of which you walk upon. We can bring this here, and you can make us change. The tides have shifted for all the reasons that are standing here.
Alright, so we are leaving the 400 and we have stopped back out to get our casting of the handprint. So we'll pull that up, and you can already kind of see the fingers there. It's definitely fingers and a thumb, big hand. So we'll get that back to the house, we'll clean it up, and we'll take some pictures and measurements and all that good stuff, and we will post a video and let you guys see the final product of this cast. So here is the final cast. It didn't come out as well as we had hoped. We did not have silicone spray to spray the print first. It would have helped immensely. The hydrocowl would not have stuck to the substrate, and as you saw, the substrate was really soft, and real soft dirt and pine needles. So we won't make that mistake again. We now have silicone spray, and we'll have it on hand next time. So I'm going to give you a few little angles here so you guys can kind of check this out. The print ended up being from the base of the palm to the fingertip. The center fingertip was 8 inches, And across the palm, just below the fingers, was about 5 inches. So much bigger than our hands. My hand anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Ozark Mountain Sasquatch.